Hi. Apologies if you're a little bit wonky. You are on my bed at the moment, and this isn't my normal filming angle, as you're probably aware. But I wanted to be a bit open with everybody, and I feel whilst I'm in this space, this is the time to do it. So let me just turn my... Is it going to work today? That's a bit better. Yes, I have got a little bit of makeup on. I've got a eyebrow thing. I was just having a play, and a new lipstick shade that I was playing with, but that's irrelevant. Why am I making this from bed? Is it impromptu? Yes. But I've been back on YouTube now quite prominently by the time you see this, for a couple of months. Yeah, hi Moo. You come to say hi? Yeah, you're a good girl. I would show you, but I've got pyjamas on and I'm not decent enough for camera. I know, you're beautiful. Let me see if I can show you. She's just trying to say hi. Good girl. She's so good. My other one's sat here. They're both looking after me today. So yeah, by the time you see this, I'll have been back. Hi. I said hi. They love you too. You can sit down and be a good girl. Yeah. Sorry, we'll get through this. I love you too. Can you be quiet? Anyway, what I wanted to do was... Sorry, it's not as easy as I thought it was going to be. Though I don't know why I thought this video would be easy. By the time you see this, I will have been back on YouTube a couple of months, quite prominently, doing a couple of videos a week. Just doing my thing. I know there's been some likes and dislikes of my makeup videos. I just want to do stuff that makes me happy, works for me, what's convenient for me, that means I can put content out. And my videos for makeup are one of them. I know there's been a couple of comments around the music. I just pick music that I find that feels to me at the time. So apologies if it's not your music taste, but you know, I like to mix things up a little bit. But I wanted to come and talk to you today. Whilst things are a little raw, from bed on a Thursday at 11:45, having not gone into work today, because one, this video's being done compared to when it's going up, because it may not go up, I may not do it, but currently I'm in a very bad headspace. Easter weekend was good. You would have seen my vlog with Sean. We went out, we had a great day. But on Good Friday and Easter Sunday, I experienced stomach pains again. Now, I know it's possible that even though a lot of my pancreas has gone, essentially, it's still there, it just doesn't work. And it's effectively been killed off. I am still going to have days when I get pain. And those days when I get pain are not easy, because the last thing I want to do is end up back in hospital. And unfortunately, Easter weekend, because in 2022 when I got sick, it was Easter weekend. The date of Easter moves, so the event anniversary moves. So I'm trying not to wobble my tripod too much. The event anniversary moves, but also the dates then happen as well. So Easter this year was 29th of March to the 1st of April. And obviously in 2022, it was the 15th of April to the 18th of April. So when Easter moves, I get two sets of anniversaries to deal with. One is the event weekend and one is the actual dates. Last year, event weekend was a bit much. In 2023, we kept busy. We went to the cinema, we did things, we kept my mind off of it. When it came to the dates, the 17th of April, which is the physical day I got sick, in 22, last year, I booked a client meeting, and it was my first work meeting back with a customer. I drove to site, we had a really nice chat, we spoke about what happened, but it didn't affect me too much. And then the 19th, which was the day I was put into my coma, which I don't really remember anyway, just kind of came and went. I was so busy doing things, I didn't even think about it until probably a couple of days later. Then on the 2nd of June last year, which was my anniversary of my wake up date, my first full conscious day, I went out with friends. You know, we went out for a meal, some work colleagues, some good friends. And, you know, thank you for watching this to anyone who did come to that. It was a great night. And then I thought, you know, this year it's just going to be fine. Everything's going to be good. I've been doing so well. I had a bout of pancreatitis a couple of flare-ups in October last year. Nothing serious. I had one over Christmas. Again, nothing serious. Lasted a couple of hours. And then Easter happened this year, and I had one Good Friday, one Easter Sunday, one last night, hence why I've not gone into work today, because my body is killing me. And when this happens, there's this trigger of anxiety over not wanting to go back to where you were, the feeling of everything that happened to me coming back. But I kind of think on what can I do to get better now? What can I do? Do I need to go to the doctor? Do I need to go to A&E? Do I need to just deal with it? Last night was probably the worst one of the three. Friday didn't last that long at all. Sunday was a little bit longer, but I managed to sleep it off. And last night started at about 7:30 in the evening, and then went on till about 4 o'clock this morning. Had a couple of hours sleep, and I'm just like, no, my body hurts. I don't know if you've ever been ill where you've been nauseous and vomiting, that ache you get in your rib cage afterwards. That's what I'm currently dealing with. So I haven't got dressed, I'm in my PJs, haven't put a bra on, you know, I'm going to be honest with you, so I'm not trying not to film too much. But I've had something to eat, I've kept it down, food's good, my blood sugars are back up. I had a couple of hypos last night, major ones. But everything's cool, everything's good, I'm back to normal. I just need to rest today and get over it, and I'll be back at work tomorrow, I expect. But that's not kind of what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to let you know, in all honesty, I am not 100%. I'm still in recovery. I am still working out, liking myself again. So what I'm portraying when I'm in these videos is probably quite light and airy. There's still a lot going on. There's still a lot going on up here. There's a lot of confidence building still going on. You'll see me posting on TikTok, Instagram, different outfits and things. Not that my TikTok's doing very well, but in general, I'm not there. And I didn't want to give you the impression that something horrific has happened to me 2 years ago. I've now found out, having read my ICU diary, it was 45 days I was under in total. I got my dates wrong, I couldn't count. But that's not really what I wanted to talk about. What I wanted to talk about was the mental situation that I'm left with. Now, I assumed, quite stupidly, that I could deal with this like everything else I've dealt with. Everything else that's gone on in my life that's gone wrong, gone right, whatever I've dealt with, I've moved on. when the horrific things have happened, or I've lost somebody, or I've, you know, done something and it's not been the best choice and it's caused ramifications, or, you know, something's happened to me, like when I lost my job, things like that. I've always been step up, put concrete on what happened, step on it and stomp on it forward with big boots. That's been me. That's how I deal with trauma of any description. So when this happened, I didn't deal with it. There's no therapy available. There's no therapist around where I live, not unless I want to pay hundreds of pounds a session, which I don't have. So part of me thought I could just put it to bed, lay down the concrete, put on a big pair of boots and look forward. And that's all I wanted to do. Yes, obviously, knowing I would still have these bouts of illness, I suppose that's why I mentioned the first bit, I would constantly be drawn back there. And still having to deal with recovery every day is quite a lot to deal with, because one minute you find, the next minute your body's like, no, give it up for the day. But the PTSD, man. So, trigger warning for anyone who's got PTSD. If you watch my videos and something like this is going to cause you upset, please don't watch any further. I don't want anyone who watches my videos to become upset by anything in them. I certainly don't want to trigger any anxiety in anybody. But I just wanted to explain, I suppose, how I feel about it. Now, I know that I'm going to be mentioning hospitals and things like that, but when I was in hospital, I had a lot of cannulas. For those who don't know what a cannula is, it's a fibrous insert that goes into a vein. It's to administer drugs, etc., etc. And I think I've had 143 of them in the last 2 years through various different things. My veins hurt. I've said this before in one of my videos. It's not the actual needle, nothing to do with that. It's nothing to do with having a cannula, well, sometimes having it in my arm. But they're not meant to hurt. They are fibrous. They are, if you took it out of the packet and felt it, it's like a plasticky fabric. And it just sits very, very flat, like thin paper, into the vein. However, my veins feel it. So if I've got a cannula in my arm and I move my arm, I can feel the cannula. And that sort of thing, knowing that when I've got to go for regular blood tests because of my diabetes and all these sorts of things, that causes me anxiety. My blood pressure goes up. They then moan at me about my blood pressure. My blood pressure is so below normal, it's unreal. Excuse me. But the PTSD, I didn't expect over the Easter weekend. I didn't expect that Maundy Thursday, so the day before Good Friday, which not only marked the last day I was in work before I got sick, and funnily enough, the first day that I went back to work last year. Excuse me one moment. Oh. But I didn't expect that this year that day would affect me mentally in the way it did. Now, I'm not saying I was having breakdowns. I'm not saying I was crying all the time. I wasn't constantly thinking about what the weekend meant. But my God, my head was not in my job. I was... When I'm at work... You're right, baby. You're back twitching again. Sorry. If the camera's shaking, my cat's led across my lap and her back goes into spasm. So I'm just going to sit here and massage her for a minute. What was I saying? Yeah, so normally at work, I'm very much somebody who will... I'm on it. You want something done? I'm doing it now because I'll forget if I don't. I have a list of things. I will work through those action lists. I'll deal with all the things that come up. I work as a operations manager as well as a delivery manager for a company. So I'm looking after a certain group of customers, making sure they're getting the value for the services that they're getting from us. But on the other side of it, I'm running the desk that react to those services. So I've got personnel, HR, all those bits to deal with, appraisals, pay, you know, all these different bits going on, expenses. And I'm normally so on it. For the amount of things I have to do in a day, I am on it. I know what's going on. I've got my meetings planned, my time planned. I block out my calendar for different reporting bits I've got to do. I have training booked in. I have all these different things going on. It's colour coded. It is a OCD heaven on my desk. I have 2 notebooks, one for meeting notes, one for actions. So I've got a to-do list that I just, every day, I'll mark off what I'm doing. And then as soon as it gets to the next day, or the end of the day, and I'm just before I'm going home, I'll write the next day's date. I'll move down everything in order that needs to be done of priority that I haven't finished, or I'll start a new list, depending. And 9 times out of 10, every day I clear that list down, regardless of what's gone on, regardless of how many priority tickets we've had to deal with or anything like that, what dramas have gone on. I'm on it. But Thursday, no. I literally said to one of my colleagues, my brain is not here. I had one task to get done all day because I cleared everything else down, ready for the Easter break. And that one task was writing an action plan, a practical action plan on a certain thing that we have to perform of, if it's this, we need to do this, this, this. If we do this, do this, you know, that kind of thing. If my head had been in the game, that shouldn't have taken me more than 45 minutes to an hour. Tops. And then I could have chilled out for the rest of the day, had a laugh with the team, done whatever, caught up on, you know, even got ahead for the next week. What happened was I couldn't concentrate. Didn't really understand why I couldn't concentrate, and it didn't strike me as to why I couldn't concentrate. But I started my actions list for this task, and I did 2. I went, I'm done. I'm just done. And there was a couple of things I had to do that day that were timed for in the afternoon, so I stayed. But then once they were done, I went home. And my boss, you're amazing, but he understands, he gets it. He understands when my head is not right, that I can't be around people and I just need to sit in a meeting room for a while on my own, or I need to just blare music or something in my headphones to just get me back into focus mode and get me back into max mode, as we call it at work. So I came home early. Obviously I got sick early hours. Good Friday. Went out all day Saturday, was absolutely fine. Think I ate too much in the evening. We ate a little bit late, and then that made me a little bit ill on the next day. I was fine by lunchtime. We went out to the cinema. You know, all these things that keep me occupied, I was cool. I was good with. Went back to work Tuesday, and I was okay. I had a focus. So all the reporting I do for my customers is due out the beginning of each month for the previous month. And I nailed it. I had everything done that I needed to get done that day. I was ahead on the following day. I had one report left to do that I couldn't finish because the customer hadn't sent me some information. I was good. I was in a really good place. And then I got to work on Wednesday, and I don't know what it was, but the only way I can describe it is it felt like I had a black figure. And I'm not talking, you know, race or anything like that, but like a black shadow, let's put it that way, of a imposing person kind of here. So they weren't in my eye line, but they were there, and I knew they were there, and I couldn't see them, but I felt their presence, and it was like they wouldn't go away. Nothing I did would make them go away. Nothing I said, I couldn't concentrate. I had a little bit of anxiety over something that had happened the day before that was going to come out yesterday. And it was nothing major. It was just something that for some reason blew up out of all proportion in my head. And I went into the meeting room with my boss. We have a catch up on a Wednesday, and I burst into tears. I'm like, oh, this is not me. I'm not right. And I just said, I can't think straight. I can't concentrate. I can't answer questions. It's not like a processing issue. So sometimes I get a processing issue when someone can say something very simple to me, like, did you take the chicken out of the oven? And I won't have a clue what they've saying. They might be talking to me in Dutch. It wouldn't process what they've said. It wasn't that. I knew what people were saying to me, but I couldn't think of a response. I couldn't. It was as if there was nothing in my body left to give. There was nothing in my brain left to give. It was a whole blank. Everything was just too much to deal with, too much to handle. And if someone had said to me, well, my boss did say, oh, is it like depression? I'm like, I don't know, because I've not really ever been depressed. So I can't say. But I don't know, nothing was working. Talking to the Griffin wasn't working. I literally had one Lamb of God track on repeat in my van. So I came home from work and I'd been listening to this one track. I said, sorry, my light's just gone off. I need one track of music that I can listen to. And I text the Griffin and gone, give me a heavy band, just pick one. I can't choose. I don't know what I want to listen to, but it needs to be heavy. And he went, Lamb of God, gave me a couple of options. I'm like, yeah, that one. So I picked Lamb of God. I listened to a couple of tracks, and the track Walk With Me in Hell came on. I must have listened to that track on repeat potentially 35 times yesterday, if not more. Because it was comforting, it was solid, it's got a solid bass line, it's got a solid riff, it's got a constant drum beat, it's a very solid track. If you know the track, it's, give me another word for it, but to me it's a very solid track. There's something very dense, very comforting about the sound of it. So I had that on repeat so loud in the van that when the Griffin, I picked him up from work in the afternoon and I was just like, just shut up, just let me do this. And he was fine. He's like, it's loud and it's metal, I'm happy with it. And then I came back home and I can't remember what we did. Not a lot, I don't think. And then, oh yeah, he went out for band practice. I took him out to band practice. And again, I just couldn't. I felt oppressed. I felt like somebody was almost like putting me in this big black cloud and squashing it. And it wasn't a pressure. It wasn't like a headache. It was just, all day. And I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to go anywhere. I knew I had to do things and I had to get out of the house, so it would have made it worse. But I just literally came home and watched trash TV, and when the Griffin came home, I went to sleep. But I just kind of wanted to show it's not all great. Yes, I'm doing great in my recovery. Yes, I'm much further on than a lot of people are 2 years after a coma of my length. Yes, I'm coping with all these different conditions I'm left with. I'm coping with, losing part of my singing voice and the changes that have happened to me mentally, physically, vocally. My eyesight's got worse, all these different things I'm getting used to and I'm dealing with and I'm coping with. But this figure, I think I need to name him. I think I need to give him a name and either talk to him, and I know that sounds stupid, but whether talking to him will make him go away, sleeping through it, I don't know. I've not had an attack like this for PTSD in a good few months, well, quite a few months, probably a year. And I think last year I celebrated all those wins. I celebrated the, you know, getting through everything. And I'm sure once I get through April, I will be fine. I'm going on holiday from the point of this, 3.5 weeks, I'm going on holiday. And it's going to be great. And I can't worry about, oh, I've had pancreatitis pain, I've had this. I had a bout just before I went on holiday last time in December. Never had a single twitch, not even a twinge, not even a headache while I was away. So I just need to find the positive spin, let my body rest today, have a break from everything, watch some more crap TV while I've got my cats, and just deal with whatever this is moving forward. I'm hoping that, I don't know what to call him. What should we call him? Alan? Don't know, should we call him Alan? No, it doesn't seem appropriate. It doesn't seem dark enough. Anyway, I think I just wanted to have a real chat with somebody. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be honest about, you know, I'm coming across as this wonderful person who's getting on with everything and everything's great, and I'm dropping dress sizes and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. But it's not all great. It's not all easy. It's not mentally easy. I don't know what else I can say, really. I'm just kind of waffling now. But yeah, I just wanted to come on and give you a real kind of update of where I am, how I'm coping with the anniversaries. And hopefully next year it won't be so difficult. Hopefully the rest of this month I'll get my head back in the game, I'll get back into work, and I'm good, I've got this. And I'll just get on with things again. But know that if you're struggling, talk to someone, to do whatever you need to do. Find your coping mechanism, because it's one thing someone said to me yesterday as well, when you get these attacks, how do you cope? I'm like, well, I've never had one like this. I don't know how I cope with it. You know, with my anxiety, I can play with a fidget toy, or I play with my rings, or I do something that keeps me focused. I do jigsaw puzzles on my tablet, and that's helped me through so much, from getting my mental agility back from being out of the coma, of solving things and seeing things. That's helped. But even that wasn't helping me yesterday. I got bored of doing that. It's like an utter lethargic but not tired attitude to world. It's like you're just done. You're just done with everything. And no matter what I did, this black figure wouldn't go away. Luckily, he's not there today. He's not bothering me. And I'm hoping, with everything crossed I've got, even the cat balls, that he doesn't come back today, because I really don't want him back. But then, that could have been yesterday, today's today, tomorrow, who knows. But if you are struggling, reach out to somebody, find something that works for you. Mine just happened to be a heavy metal track, and what I've now done is create a playlist of a Devil Driver track, 2 Chimera tracks, and this Lamb of God track, so as I can have them on repeat. And they are all very similar tracks. So the tracks I've picked are Walk With Me in Hell, Lamb of God, End of the Line, Devil Driver, Nothing Remains, Chimera, and Power Trip, Chimera. They are all those kind of solid tracks that you can lose yourself in the moment, or at least I could. And it reminds me of when I went to gigs and I had the ability to deal with metal gigs and people and all those sorts of things. You know, they're older tracks and I love them still, and they've really gotten me through quite a few things in life. So hopefully that little playlist will help me. Yeah, I just wanted to talk to you a little bit, talk to you about how things really are. Sorry for the camera wobbling, my cat's just got up. and say, yeah, this is it. This is the reality. It's not all, I'm great, I'm going out, I'm vlogging, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. There are days like this where I don't know what to do with myself. I don't have anybody in the same situation that I can talk to. I don't have anybody who truly understands what I've been through. I don't have anybody who even... One of my video options that I put up was finally talking about what I went through whilst I was in my coma. I don't know that I want to do it. I don't know that anybody would understand. You'll think I'm crazy. You'll have me committed somewhere. But I think sometimes these things need to be shared. I think it's therapy for me without having to talk to a person. Because yes, I'm talking to all you guys and I love you all. And thank you to anyone who's got this far in the video. But I'm not talking one-on-one to a human being. I'm talking to a camera, which feels so different. I feel like I can just talk. But yeah, if you can relate to anything I've said, this is probably an utterly awful video where I just waffled and... I'll shut up. I'll shut up. But if you can relate to anything I've said, please let me know. It's not something I want to constantly talk about, but I did want to share the reality of being chronically sick, having very little support after being chronically sick, and not knowing what each day will bring. You know, tomorrow I might be great, I might be running around work, go out tomorrow night, do things, be great all weekend, and Monday it may hit me again. I just don't know. But for now I'm going to sign off. Once again, if you have got this far in the video, thank you so much. Thank you for letting me be real. I'm hoping this video does get out there. Thank you for letting me talk about it. And my next video won't be quite so down, I guess. But yeah, I love you all. Thank you.